Shaft movie out, the third one that is entitled Shaft. This is going to be confusing. So Shaft is not that one and not that one. Is a new movie in the Shaft series that stars Samuel L. Jackson, but this one focuses on Shaft's son, John Jr. He's a data analyst for the FBI, and he has a friend that actually turns up dead, who everybody believes overdosed on heroin, but there's a bigger conspiracy here. He goes to investigate the murder of his friend. He asks his father, John Shaft, played by Samuel L. Jackson, for help. And despite a strained relationship, these two try to get along, and they really butt heads along the way, and we have a Shaft movie. A movie that's not that great, unfortunately. I don't really like the other Shaft movie, and I've never seen the other Shaft movie. Okay, we're really going to find a different way to name these things. I never really liked the 2000 Shaft movie. I've only seen it once. I have it on Blu-ray. The one with Christian Bale as the villain. So, I mean, I'm not a huge Shaft fan. I know that Shaft has existed before that, and that Samuel L. Jackson's version of Shaft in that movie was the original Shaft's nephew. But I watched that movie recently, not knowing, I actually had no idea there was a new Shaft coming out. So I watched that movie recently, and knowing the tone of that movie, the tone for this movie just makes no sense whatsoever. This movie is directed by Tim Story, who directed the 2005, 2007 Fantastic Four movies, Ride Along 2, so you know what you're getting here. You're getting screwball comedy mixed with police action. And it did not work. Lots and lots of forced humor just did not make me laugh, and a lot of the jokes just relied on jokes that were racist, misogynistic, sometimes sexist, and Islamophobic jokes. There's an entire subplot in here that paints everybody who's Islamic out to be terrorists. Samuel L. Jackson Shaft even says it in the movie. It's like, yep, so he's definitely a terrorist. This is painting people in bad light, this movie. It's not making anybody look good, which is not a good look in today's society. You can't do that. Just because somebody has a different religion, like, that doesn't make them a bad person, like this movie paints it out to be. That was something I was really mad about. It was like, oh, yep, they're trying to shove that down our throats. Please do not do that, because none of that is true, in my opinion. Few racist things, few misogynistic things, couple of sexist things here and there, mostly with the jokes and all that. The jokes in this movie, the way Samuel L. Jackson Shaft acted in this movie just didn't really make sense to me. I remember watching that 2000 Shaft fairly recently. I don't remember Shaft acting in any way like this. I could be completely wrong and just have a bad memory. I don't remember that, though. Every scene in this movie is him just trying to get his shaft inside a woman, trying to do the old school way and not being able to adjust to new technology, and him just berating people. I'm like, I know him kind of like getting a little tough is within the Shaft character, but it's every goddamn scene in this movie. And this movie just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't really connect the dots as well as it thinks it does in terms of plot and narrative. There were times where I was just like, how is this going to come back? And it just, every little plot thread just felt like it was really random. There was this really random scene in here, and I'm like, does this have to be in the movie? And some of the action scenes, I don't know what the hell was going on with those. It's not the fact that it's like shaky cam, it's just flash cutting. There's so many cuts in the action scene. Every millisecond, they're cutting away. If it's not that, it's not even the shaky cam. It's the way the camera is placed. The way certain angles are used to film the action scenes. I'm like, this is the way you want to edit your movie? That's not very smart. Honestly, even though I didn't like the character of Shaft, the Samuel L. Jackson Shaft in this movie, Samuel L. Jackson's the best part. He's got the most charm. The dude that plays his son, not a really good actor, and his character is just little bitch. I was like, yeah, I'd probably be the same, but not as much as him. You're just gonna randomly go into a crack house and expect everything to be right? That's exactly what happens in one scene. You're just gonna go into a crack house and expect nobody to pull a gun on you. This is a crack house full of drug dealers. Think twice before you do that. This movie's message with the goddamn guns, it's like, it takes it back to whether or not we should actually have guns and how he's so afraid of guns. I'm like, A, stop it. As I said before, he's a little bitch. And B, we're throwing politics into this movie. Can we stop force-feeding all of that shit down our throats? We don't need it in this movie. If you want to have a subtle overtone about it, then okay. Don't be like, oh, I hate guns, I don't use guns, every 5 seconds in the damn movie. Again, Samuel L. Jackson's the best part of this movie. Richard Roundtree, when he shows up, he adds a little bit of charm to the movie. The girl who plays Storm and the girl who's in Love, Simon, she's really good in the movie. Alexandra Shipp, I think that's her name. She's really good in the movie. I mean, that's the biggest praise I can give this movie. It's got some good performances. Its humor really relies on really offensive jokes. The action scenes aren't filmed all that well. It's just, these characters don't make good decisions, and they're just not good characters at all. I did not really like this movie. If you get offended by jokes like that, I highly suggest you stay away from this movie. Because if you can't handle racist jokes, if you can't handle sexist jokes, if you can't handle misogynistic jokes, if you can't handle them trying to preach gun control and how every person who's Islamic is a terrorist down your throat, I suggest you don't watch this movie. I'm going to give Shaft a D+. If you do go see this movie, make sure it's long and you keep it hard. Thank you for watching my review for Shaft. You guys are the best. I'll have more reviews very soon. Thank you for watching. My name is Alex Madden, and I'll see you at the movies somewhere.